dear colleagues, dear rectors of the Ulysseus Alliance, of the Université Côte d'Azur in France, of the University of Genoa in Italy, of the Technical University of Košice in Slovakia, of the Management Center Innsbruck in Austria, and of the Haga Helia University of Applied Sciences in Finland. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for attending this special and historical meeting. First of all, many congratulations to the 6 universities for the selection of Ulysseus as one of the 41 European universities selected in the last year. It is a big success, a great honor, and at the same time, a real challenge for all of us to lead this amazing project. I want to thank you all for accepting the responsibility of being part of this alliance that we hope will contribute to the European higher education and research areas and therefore for the future of Europe. Today, I think at least, is a very important milestone in Ulysseus' life as we are celebrating our first kickoff meeting and the first meeting of the Ulysseus rectors. This meeting is not the governing council meeting yet, as we have not all members on board. We hope to celebrate our first official meeting as the real governing council around March next year, 2021, when we have all the members appointed. This should be coincide with the beginning of the Ulysseus executing phase, as our general coordinator, Carmen Vargas, will explain a bit later on during our meeting. Let me now to show 2 pictures in which you can see the presentation of our alliance in Brussels. Before giving the floor to each of you, I would like to look back at these 2 pictures taken just before the coronavirus arrived in our lives. In Brussels, during the presentation of Ulysseus and the signing of our mission statement, we people were together, with no face mask and with joined hands. Let's hope that soon this sanitary crisis will be over and we will return to normal social life soon. But in the meantime, let's stay virtual and take all possible safety measures to overcome the pandemic. Before going on the next point, I would like to give the floor to each of you for a short salutation, if possible, in the same order as indicated in the agenda. Thank you very much, everybody, and then it is the turn for Yannick Briswater of UCA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miguel. Good morning, everybody. I'm very pleased to be with you this morning and to see you, as Miguel said, without any mask. In January, when we met, it was the beginning of the story. And as Miguel said, in July, it was a very great success. And congratulations to all of you and to all of our teams who have worked hardly for that. Now it is the beginning of the game. And just to say you that in Nice, we are really ready. We have built a very good team with Elisabeth Pecou, Sylvain Antoniotti, and Diana Seba for that. And now we just are waiting to work really for our great project. Thank you to all of us, and I hope to see you in the real life soon.
Thank you very much. Now is the turn for Federico Delfino, University of Genoa, please.
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Federico Delfino, the rector of the University of Genoa. Today is here with me also my colleague, Professor Fulvio Mastrogiovanni, who is the vice rector for international affairs at our university, and also Cinzia Leone, who is the project manager. So a very, very good team. I'm honored to raise anchor and begin with you our long sailing trip. The project name is inspired by one of the most famous Greek heroes. Indeed, it is as ambitious and versatile as the Homer Ulysses. The project gives the opportunity to enhance long-standing relations, I think, to the ones that our university, the University of Genoa, has already in place. We have double degree and connection with Universidad de Sevilla, with Université Côte d'Azur and the Management Center of Innsbruck. And we hope that in the near future, with using such opportunity, we will have also the room for establishing a good initiative also with the other two universities, University of Košice and University of Haga Helia. The complementarity of our diversity is the strength of our alliance, I think. Every partner shares its own expertise with the others to combine efforts, connect Europe, and gather the best of each region. In particular, the University of Genoa will coordinate the Work Package 5 on social responsibility and citizen engagement, since we have a long-standing experience and skills in social cohesion and public engagement empowerment. The Alliance has chosen it as the innovation hub for tourism, arts, and heritage. Genoa's geographical position, its history, and its several palaces belonging to the UNESCO World Heritage are privileged starting points to develop a new sensitivity to these topics and to base an innovative approach to them more aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the European Green Deal. I strongly believe in Ulyseus' key goals. We need, as university members, as well as European citizens, to live in and rely on a more inclusive, multilingual, and highly innovative Europe, where more and more women will be involved in STEAM and students will have at their disposal more tailored and flexible degree courses strictly connected to the European job market's requirements. So thanks for inviting me today, and good sailing to everyone.
Thank you very much, dear Rector Federico. Now is the turn I give the floor to Stanislav from Tuke, my good friend. Stanislav, it's your turn.
Yeah. Stanislav is not here, but once again, very good and healthy morning from Košice.
Okay, sorry.
And thank you very much for having me here. And I am here for the first time. Let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Anton Čižmár, and I am Vice Rector responsible for innovation and technology transfer. I am here on behalf of my rector, Stanislav Kmeď, your friend, as you mentioned, and let me apologize to him for not being here. But let's go to the point. Firstly, I would like to thank you very much to all of you and the people at the university for doing a great job to get the project approved and started. And we very appreciate to be the member of such a wonderful, experienced consortium as Ulyseus consortium is. Why? Let me mention just one reason. In Slovakia, one of the serious topics of discussion is a potential integration of the universities in order to increase the quality of education, research, development, and innovation activities, and to be more attractive for national and international students. So if on the local level we are just discussing this topic, we are doing now here a very practical steps, because we joined all universities in one project, and it could be a very good best practices here for us in Slovakia. So thank you very much for this opportunity. As my colleague mentioned, we are also responsible primary for work package 3 at the Technical University of Košice. It means the creation of innovation hub for Ulyseus Student Association, as far as I know. I can proudly say that we have a very good and very nice practical experiences, especially because of the activities of our University Science Park Technicum. We are sitting here in this building, startup centrum of this park and incubator. So we think that we can be very helpful to this project. What to say at the end? We believe in good progress of the project, and we will do the best to reach the goals of the project. Please keep all fingers crossed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear colleague, and send my warmest regards to my friend Stanislav. I hope to see him soon. And now is the turn for Andreas Hartmann, our rector of the Management Center in Zug, in Austria. Dear Rector.
Good morning to everyone. I'm sitting here in Innsbruck in midst of the Austrian Alps, together with my colleagues, Professor Siegfried Walch, who is the leader of our European project, and Dr. Susanne Lichtmannecker, the Associate Dean of International Relations at the MCI. Now, let me start with the more philosophical point. From my point and from our point, perhaps this is even more true for an Austrian institution, as we are a landlocked small country. Now, from my point, I see Europe to be our hope, our future, and in strategic terms, also our destiny. And this is why we're all in academia, in education, in science, in politics, in business, culture, arts, and all the other sectors should do our utmost to create joint opportunities across the continent. None of our countries will have the resources, from what I believe, and the power, nor the power to compete globally. If we work together within Europe, especially in the academic sector, we will be able to create synergies, new opportunities, and also the power to compete globally. But creating synergies, working together, is also lots of fun, pleasure, and joy. And this is also why the MCI has, from the very beginning, as you know, that we are a very young institution, differently from many of you. We started as a start-off or as a spin-off of the Public University of Innsbruck 25 years ago. That from the very beginning, we have been believing in this European and international philosophy and trying to create collaborations within Europe and beyond. We are truly proud and happy to be part of the European University Alliance Ulyseus and to work together with you all as you are representing distinguished university institutions across Europe. Now, there is 3 or even more missions in the academic sector, as we all know. Science, creating knowledge, then education, continuing education, sharing knowledge, transporting knowledge, and the application of knowledge through solutions in research, innovation. I've been hearing technology, patents, new business models, startups, entrepreneurship. And this is very much what the MCI has been working for, and what we think we may be contributing. Entrepreneurial approaches, entrepreneurial strengths. And perhaps, and I've been mentioning this already, there is a fourth mission for the academic sector, for institutions as us. The fourth mission is creating hope, optimism, positive emotions, and belief in the future. I very much look forward to working together with you all, shaping the future and creating opportunities for our continent and the young generation, and also for our society. Hoping to work together successfully, strongly believing in this, being very optimistic, and showing now this little Christmas tree as Christmas stands in front of our doors. All the best to all of us.
Thank you very much, dear Rector. Thank you very much for your words. And now is the turn for Rector Teemu Matti Koko from Haaga-Helia University. Dear Rector.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and greetings from the northern hemisphere. We are joining this session together with Mrs. Satu Koivisto, who is our Research and Development and Innovation Director. So, warm greeting to you. You know, in Finland, this is the darkest time of the year, and we receive, at the moment, we receive 5 hours and 51 minutes of daylight. So we need lots of light bulbs. And to us, this Ulyseus has been and will be a very important light bulb. So we really appreciate, we need lots of light, and in northern Finland there is no light at all. It's dark 24/7, and only in February they see the sun for the first time. So we certainly need this kind of positive things. Haaga-Helia has two special responsibilities in this project, developing competencies for the future work package and creating an artificial intelligence hub. And that of course is something that we are extremely motivated, and Finland as a country has been quite active in both these areas. So we are really motivated and looking forward to put energy into those, and of course being part of the work packages as well. So my greeting to all of you, and finally I would just like to say that the most important Finn is getting very ready, and you may know who I'm talking about. I'm talking of course about Santa Claus, who comes from Finland, and you can inform your children and grandchildren that he's getting ready. He's more than 400 years of age. He has his 5th wife, and he's now packing stuff and the stuff. So I can assure that he's coming, because we already know that he's getting ready. So Merry Christmas from Finland to all of you. Happy New Year, and thank you very much for being on board in this common project. Thanks on my behalf. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Rector. And I think if I can put all the messages all together, we have a joint message that is full of hope and positive feeling and of a big idea of Europe. Thank you very much, everybody. I understand that you all have received a dossier containing all the information relevant to this meeting, and with all this documentation you can follow the different points of our meeting. So this lets me to be as brief as possible, and then let me move to the next point, which is the presentation of the Ulyseus Executive Summary by the Ulyseus General Coordinator, our Professor Carmen Vargas. Carmen, now the floor is yours.
Dear colleagues of the Ulyseus Alliance, dear associated partners, dear students, teachers, researchers, and non-academic staff, dear Ulyseus community, thank you very much for attending this open session of the Ulyseus kickoff meeting. First of all, many congratulations to European universities. It is a big success and a great honor, and at the same time, a real challenge for all of us to lead this amazing project. Today is a very important milestone in Ulyseus' life, as we are celebrating our kickoff meeting. And in this open session, I will give you a flavor of Ulyseus. And to increase your appetite, you have already watched our presentation video, which summarizes our European university. So we'll start with the presentation, and here you have the outline that we will follow. And before starting really with Ulyseus as a project initiative is, the European Universities Initiative is one of the flagships of the European Union to build up a European education area. And there have been 2 pilot calls, one in 2019 and the second one in 2020. Ulyseus is one of the 41 alliances selected in the second call, the so-called, or the so-labeled second generation or second wave European universities. The call was asking for several things. First of all, they wanted transnational alliances that will become the universities of the future, promoting European values and identity, and revolutionizing the quality and competitiveness of European higher education. Alliances should include partners from all types of universities and cover a broad geographic scope across Europe. They should have a shared vision and long-term strategy focused on sustainability and achieve a systemic, structural, and sustainable impact. They should offer student-centered and flexible joint curricula and mobility at all academic levels. They should adopt a challenge-based approach and be participative, involving students, academic and non-academic staff, external partners, cooperating together to tackle the biggest issues facing Europe today. So they really told us what they wanted to do, what they were expecting from us, but they really didn't tell us how to do it. And this is in reply to this call. This is our proposal for the Ulysseus European University. The name of Ulysseus comes from merging Ulysses plus EU. Ulysses, you know, is the hero of Homer's epic current and exciting activities while searching for something. And this is our leitmotif. Ulysses took 10 years in the way back from Troya to his home island, Ithaca. With the same enthusiasm as Ulysses, our Ulysseus Alliance faces an ambitious 10 years joint journey. In Ulysseus, we want to create an excellency recognized, person-centered, entrepreneurial, and internationally attractive European university. Within Ulysseus, we will modernize our structures to develop interlinked education, research, and knowledge transfer in order to prepare our citizens to be the most competent European citizens. Our ambition is to engage in a long and fully participative trip that will contribute to the shape of the European higher education and research area, and hence the future of Europe. And our vision is long-term. We propose this journey takes 10 years with different ports to arrive. Step zero, is the proposal preparation stage already passed. Step 1 corresponds to the Ulysseus project lifetime, with 3 years to design, co-create, launching pilot programs and common structures. In step 2, we will have 3 more years for the consolidation of these programs and structures. And in step 3, thanks to adequate proposal monitoring and foresight tools as our radar observatory, we will start the cycle again, rethinking Ulysseus and approaching new challenges and activities. For this journey, we need a crew. So in Ulysseus, we have recruited a crew, universities, regional and local governments, business, and citizens. Ulysseus includes 6 diverse universities with a strong commitment in regional and local development. 3 comprehensive universities, the University of Sevilla, the University Côte d'Azur in France, and the University of Genoa in Italy. 1 technical university, the Technical University of Košice, and 2 universities of applied science, the Management Center, Innsbruck, and the Hagia Helia University of Applied Science. Therefore, the Ulysseus campus will integrate the 4 European regions as recommended by the call. And this is our alliance. This table summarizes the Ulysseus Alliance in figures. Together, we have more than 160,000 students, 10,000 faculties, 8,000 non-academic staffs. Ulysseus is diverse and complementary, from the oldest to the youngest, from comprehensive to specialized business experts and entrepreneurship and academic innovation. Ulysseus is also socially and economically diverse. Our universities are in regions with deep differences in economic growth, competitiveness, innovation, performance, speaking 7 out of the 24 EU official languages, and also multicultural. This diversity and complementarity is considered as one of the Ulysseus strengths. But Ulysseus universities are not alone in this trip. 95 associated partners, key stakeholders comprising regional and local governments, business corporations, companies, citizens associations, students associations, including the Erasmus Students Network, and NGOs have joined us in this joint adventure. As Ulysseus' main travel companions, all our associated partners have endorsed our mission statement, and therefore they are key supporters for the success of Ulysseus. And as I told you, we want to create a model university the Ulysseus University. And our vision is that Ulysseus will become a mirror for other institutions. And we base this transformation process on two main pillars. The first one is the Ulysseus innovation ecosystem, our model structure for co-creation. And the second, our model of excellence and good practices. Our Ulysseus innovation ecosystem will be territorial and digital and will rest on two solid foundations. First, the Ulysseus campus, what you see in red circle, with a participative and joint governance and three new and innovative joint structures, the Central Management Office, the digital platform, and 6 innovation hubs, one at each university. And second, the Ulysseus community in the light 6 alliance partners and the associated partners. Ulysseus strongly believes in the co-creation by this helix. And this is why Ulysseus' main activities are in the inner part of the chart, and in dark gray, and divided in 4 main blocks or work packages according to the European Commission terminology. These are interlinked education, research, and knowledge transfer in work package 3, building up competencies for the future in work package 4, social responsibility and citizens engagement in work package 5, and mobility and international outlook in work package 6. The remaining blocks or work packages are either instrumental, like management and dissemination in work packages 1 and 7, and structural in work package 2. You can see in this figure that thematic challenges are in the core, as our European universities is focused in 6 challenges. Here, you see the map of our campus with the location of the joint structures. First, the Central Management Office centralizes the general coordination of Ulysseus, as well as the management, sustainability, and dissemination, and is composed by the Central Coordination Unit, sited at the University of Sevilla, the Joint International Center at the Management Center in Innsbruck, with an international mobility office and an international project office, the digitalization unit at the Université Côte d'Azur in Nice, France, which will develop the digital platform and will monitor the Ulysseus digitalization process, and the dissemination unit at the University of Sevilla to develop and coordinate the dissemination plan and activities. Second, the Ulysseus digital platform is the participating tool for the Ulysseus community. It will have specific and integrated sub-platforms for the different activities like management, dissemination, teaching, research and innovation, virtual mobility, and career development, among others. And third, the Ulysseus Innovation Hubs. The Innovation Hubs will be the center of gravity of universities and associated partners' collaboration in the co-creation process for transdisciplinarity and challenge-driven education, intertwined with research and knowledge transfer, and the promotion of citizen involvement and European values. Every innovation hub will have a joint research center, a joint incubator, living labs, and open classes. Innovation hubs, one per partner university, will address six thematic priorities for education, research, and innovation, which are aging, energy, transport, mobility, and smart cities at the University of Sevilla, tourism, arts, and heritage at the University of Genoa, digitalization at the Technical University of Košice, artificial intelligence at Hacheliya University of Applied Science, and food biotechnology and circular economy at the Management Center in Innsbruck. And our thematic challenges really were not chosen by random. They were made after an exhaustive analysis of Ulysseus capacity As I said, the 6 university partners have strong involvement in regional and local development. Therefore, the alliance was built up based on our common and complementary strengths in education, in research, in knowledge transfer, in facilities, in the key associated stakeholders, which were aligned with 6 priorities of our region's smart specialization strategies and cities strategic together. These priorities are also lined up with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the European Green Deal, and the Horizon Europe clusters and missions. And as said, Euriceus want to become a model of excellence and good practices to be competitive and able to attract the best students and staff worldwide. And this will be also, apart from the innovation ecosystem, on several pillars: our clear and ambitious strategy and leadership, our participative nature, including students, teachers, researchers, non-academic staff, and associated partners in all our activities, from the proposal to the governance and to the implementation activities. Our efficiency in process management with professional management tools and monitoring tools like our radar observatory. With our foresight capacity, with the radar observatory looking forward the future of the EU policies, and with our 4 openness, sharing results of good practices, open education and open science, open dissemination of results and outputs, open arms to other partners, universities and associated partners. Okay, so this is Euriceus in a nutshell. I want to show very briefly which are our challenges from the European educational and research point of view, the key goals that will approach them, and the corresponding work packages, activities, and Euriceus' main outputs. The first challenge is modernizing universities' structures for more innovation and co-creation. And this will be approached by the key goal 1, which will be devoted to developing a long-lasting Euriceus territorial and digital innovation ecosystem. The main outputs that we are expecting from this part is our governance and management structures, the new structures for the campus, the central management office, the innovation hubs, and the digital platform, the Euriceus Students Association, and all the plans that we have to make in this very preparatory phase of the project for the correct implementation of our activities. Our social media, the open repository for everybody. We want to create an Euriceus legal entity and to set up a radar observatory for monitoring and foresight. The second challenge is contributing to the development of our regions and our cities. And this challenge will be approached by the key goal 2, in which we want to develop joint, challenge-driven, and person-centered transdisciplinary academic offer, which will be very much linked to research and knowledge transfer activities. In this main block of activities, we want to deliver double and multiple degrees among the European universities composing Euriceus, but most important, the new Euriceus European joint degrees in the areas related to the thematic challenges. Of course, we will also offer other short formal courses and traineeships programs. From the research point of view, we are committed to create 6 joint research centers. Every of them will have associated one incubator for companies and open labs, science shops, and applications for cooperation between academics and industry. And we are strongly committed to apply for new Erasmus Plus and Horizon Europe proposals as part of our sustainability plan. The third challenge is to reduce the competence gap. And this challenge will be approached by preparing highly competent European citizens with a number of programs devoted to languages, like the +2 language program, which is devoted to students to have competencies in 2 languages apart from their mother tongue, the career development programs, and the lifelong learning programs, entrepreneurship and design thinking programs for students, innovative learning solutions for teachers, competencies for non-academic staff, and also courses for the citizens. This is challenge 3, and in the new one, in challenge 4, we want to work forwards and towards a more inclusive and engaged society. And this will be approached by our key goal 4, which is aimed to boosting citizens' engagement, promoting equality and inclusiveness, and tackling underrepresentation of women in STEM. The main activities and outputs that are expected from this part are European citizenship promotion programs, UNICEF citizens engagement activities, programs devoted to tackle disadvantaged groups, and to approach the internationalization of the earliest, among others. And finally, in challenge 5, we want to promote Ulysses as an open to the world and really internationally attractive European university by providing mobility, by providing Ulysses as a very highly attractive and competitive university. Of course, mobility is a core part of this work package, but not only students, also academics and non-academic staff. We want to set up a Green Deal mobility scheme to make the Ulysses universities greener according to the European Green Plan. We are planning high school mobility programs and strong international cooperation activity. Also, we want to create welcome programs for attracting the best students, teachers, researchers, and staff from all over the world. And we also want to promote Ulysses internationally from the rankings point of view. And finally, we will work to achieve automatic credit recognition within the Ulysses universities. Okay, so this is basically the main activities. And for this 10 years journey, we really need a long-term strategy. We need a sustainable plan. And as part of this sustainability plan and preparing Ulysses for this long journey, the Alliance has already started applying for, as well as also to the Age 2020 programs, and what we call the Ulysses fleet. These are small boats. Some of the programs have already granted, some others are in the proposal stage, apply for more in the future. Okay, so I would like to finish by inviting everybody to participate in Ulysses. You are all very welcome to this exciting journey. If you are a company not yet associated to Ulysses and you are interested in participating, please contact us. If you are a student, please be aware of our mobility course and also the future double and joint degrees that we will offer in Ulysses. If you are a researcher, please complete our research and innovation survey, and you will be informed of all our activities so you could participate in future proposals. If you are on our future training programs for innovation, learning, and competencies. Okay, so thank you very much. Ulysses is a great opportunity to shape the future of the universe sailing. So welcome on board, and thank you very much to everybody.